Welcome to this week's video tidbit brought to you by Childcare Resources. This week we are going to be talking about incorporating writing. To start, first we want to understand about the stages of writing, and we call that emergent writing. And it's really where young children's first attempts at the writing process are taken into account. Children as young as 2 begin to initiate the act of writing by creating drawings and symbolic markings that represent their thoughts and ideas. To begin with, it's going to look a little bit like drawing and scribbling, and that's okay. That's going to be using those fine motor skills, and what we're going to really be honing in on is focusing on distinguishing writing from drawing, asking them what they're writing instead of what are you drawing. Next, they're going to be making hash marks and lines and swirls, and they're going to be calling those letters, and they might represent a similarity to a letter, especially ones that are like in their names. Usually the first word that a child writes and the letters that they recognize first are those found in their name. Next, they're going to really focus on phonetic spelling, and this is critical because, as we know, the English language is super challenging, and the words that we have do not always sound the way they are written. So letting the children write what they hear is fine and wonderful, and it's a great bouncing off point for writing with precision later. So how we can facilitate this excitement around literacy and writing is by creating a print-rich environment. Hands down, one of the best things you can do. Because as we know, children are like sponges. They like to absorb the world around them, and then they mimic what they see and hear. They give it right back to us. So having regular visual representations and reminders of writing examples on display is more likely to inspire their own interest in writing. This is a great way to incorporate multilingual environments, and whenever possible, display the words only in other languages, so it's going to really create those neural pathways of deeper understanding through repetition and practice. It's also going to be creating a warm and welcoming environment for children who might have a different native language at home. One of our coaches cautions that we not make this rookie mistake of labeling too many things. We don't want it to be too busy. It can be a little bit overstimulating. So think about like 5 things to focus on at a time, and you can switch them up as often as you need. Just know that we can also start writing at any age, or at least the skills, right? So we already said that the emergent writing really starts to take place around 2 when children think that what they're doing is writing. But we can still work on those fine motor skills and pincer grasp skills that are going to be needed for holding a writing utensil later. So things like tracing, finger painting, threading, or grasping are fun and great exercise for those little fingers. Some activities that are really fun for preschool and up when they really do want to start writing a little bit more are going to be journaling. You can give the children journal prompts and incorporate into your morning schedule or morning routine or afternoon schedule, giving them a couple words or letters or pictures to kind of inspire the idea for the day, and let them run with it. Help them if they need it, but otherwise just let them create. You can also have the children create the labels in your classroom instead of using computer printed or adult printed. Seeing their own handwriting is going to be a wonderful way to really inspire their love of writing. And you can also demonstrate real-time writing. So anytime you have to write something for the class that's going to be displayed, try doing it in front of them so they can see what that writing looks like in real time. Creating a writing center can be as simple as a little caddy with paper and writing utensils, or a big old shelf with everything under the sun. The important piece that we're looking for here is there are something to write on and something to write with, and the sky's the limit after that. Keep in mind, the writing does not have to be a specific center only. Take it anywhere in the class. Take reading anywhere in the class. You can create a restaurant or a post office in your dramatic play and encourage writing in there. You can have a notepad in your science and sensory area for children to jot down observations. You can have a card area in your warm and cozy where children can make a card for a family member or a friend. So many ways you can incorporate writing in the classroom. We have here a couple books that are meant to inspire your young writers. One of my favorites is A Ball for Daisy. This is a wonderful no-word book, so the children get to make up the story themselves, and you can have them journal it. And those are just a few ideas. I hope you liked them. Thank you for coming.